planet Earth about to be recycled. Your only chance to survive or evacuate is to leave with us.
Doomerism comes in many forms, and I think it's one of the most harmful and disenfranchising mind viruses to inculcate, particularly for a young person, because it dissuades you from investing in the future, disenfranchises you of your future. Because what's the point in investing in something that you will reap the rewards of in 20 years' time if society is about to fall off the edge of a cliff and World War III is around the corner, or in 2 more weeks, dude? Which is why, over the last few weeks, I have made fun of Prophet of Our Time, Israel Diego Rivera Genius 2, the real genius, somebody who many of you have sent me links to over the last period. The guy who is decoding children's cartoons and finding out that cataclysmic events are about to befall the Earth.
Now, I believe there's going to be a series of events now, because you've got Russia, Ukraine, you're going to have Israel, Iran, and you're going to have China and the United States. And I believe this is all a script, it's all controlled. It's partly fact and partly fiction, what you're watching. And what I think is that Russia will change sides at the end so that China is defeated. Okay, you can see this in lots of predictive programming. You can see this in the latest King Kong film. So the oil is going to be turned off, and then you have the fall of America. So it looks like all these events in America is going to come. Trump, as we see in this calendar. So you have Trump, the guy with the mustache, his birthday. Now, could some event happen on the Queen's birthday? So
tomorrow.
That's April the 21st. But this is it, and you're going to have lots of events. You're going to have nuclear bomb go off, but it's going to be all controlled. Okay, that's the thing to remember. You're going to have a stock market crash, because this is a movie to steal people's money, steal the public's money. You pay these pensions all your life, and the money doesn't exist. It's all a movie. You're paying into a movie.
Remember that part. It's going to be important in a minute. So look, I want to take the gloves off and say, I think this shit is really harmful, because it does pervade a lot of you. I know it does. You find it really compelling. And you've been wrapped up in this idea that there's predictive programming, the world's all a script, there's ultra-powerful people running the world, and we're just like watching a movie screen, like he says here, and you can decode it in children's movies. I know a lot of you believe this stuff, but if you believe this, then what's the point in planning for the future? It's almost as bad as like the incel mind virus or the tranny mind virus. Look here, 415 thumbs up, 5.8k views. So at first I was joking, like this is just going to upset or terrify your boomer grandma sitting on the sofa, but no, I think it's really dangerous to young people. It's just so tiring when you know it's all scripted, being surrounded by people who believe everything they hear is exhausting as F. Heart, 64 thumbs up. This really here epitomizes the audience who believe that they've got the real truther mindset going on, and that everybody else is just a sheeple. When something that Wyvern the Terrible, who I think watches some of my videos occasionally, talks about is the reverse NPC. The people who just accept everything that they see because it's from alternative sources, and lack as much critical thinking as the NPC themselves. I think that is really typical of the kind of people watching this. Look here, lots of dummies believe that the crown bug was real, meaning coronavirus. Heart. 52 thumbs up. The number one scorer in the Premier League right now is a guy called Cole Palmer, playing for Chelsea, with 20 goals at the moment. 20 is also his jersey number. La Palma falls on 420. He does the Osiris pose as his goal celebration, as though he's freezing. Cold Palmer made me think of the new Ghostbusters Frozen. I mean, this is some real schizo shit going on here. Heart, 9 thumbs up. Palmer, as in La Palma. How much are they paying this clown that he willingly cooperates in their plans? Oh, dude, you can't make it up. The nuclear war will start on the 15th of April. The clues are there. That was 5 days ago, by the way. Look at the red mushroom cloud in the Toy Story movie, where the characters are overrun by the red swarm of monkeys. The bomb is dropped in a desert backdrop, which has the look of Arizona or even parts of Iran. Heart, 16 thumbs up. How do you get to April the 15th? The numbers 15 and 4 are featured in the first 3 Toy Story films. I have made films about these clues and lots of others. Look at the Pixar ball. It's the Soviet star on the flag of Ukraine. These conflicts are planned years and decades in advance. Nothing just happens. Okay, thanks for responding. My pleasure. I mean, dude, what to say about this apart from it's an exceptionally dangerous mindset to get, because you're going to be thinking that there's just no point in investing in your future. And I told you to remember that part about financials here.
You pay these pensions all your life and the money doesn't exist. It's all a movie. You're paying into a movie.
Because this is a familiar trope with conspiracy doomerism, is that the financial system is about to collapse. The end of the dollar. Money's going to be wiped out. You hear it all the time. And the problem with this is that if we let's look at the historical performance of the MSCI World Index, which we can use as like an example of investing in an all world stock market index since 1980. And we can look at it here, and over the long term, if you'd have invested, you come out ahead. Yes, there's ups and downs as the market plays out, but let's even look at the worst place that you could have ever invested. Okay, just before the financial collapse of 2008, the worst one in recent history. Okay, if you were unfortunate enough to have gone all in there, well, what would it have taken you? 5 years to get your money back? And then you'd been positive from there, apart from ups and downs. Average returns over the long period, 9.5% over the last 4 years. Average annualized return from the stock market, total return, 3,677.5%. Okay, so the problem is, if you are infected by this type of mind virus that you believe that the financial system is going to collapse tomorrow, as it always is, as people like Alex Jones have been saying now for decades, then you'd have been disenfranchised from investing in any of this, and instead probably keeping your cash under the mattress, if you have any. Lucky for you. But here's the difference in doing something like that. I'm not telling you to invest in the stock market, by the way. I'm just pointing out that people do it for a reason. Like, look at this. I know it's a bit blurred, but £100 a month cumulative investment over time, if you just keep the cash or you put it on the FTSE 100 there. Here's another example, time in years along the bottom, bank deposit there, an investment portfolio there due to compound interest. So maybe there's a psy-op in wanting you to not be wealthy in 30 years' time, in 25 years' time. They want you to have no return on your money. Here's another example. And again, I repeat, I'm not telling you to invest in the stock market. Okay, but somebody is. Somebody absolutely, definitely is. Here's another example. Here's your principal, known as just the money that you're putting in, and over time along the bottom, versus if you'd have invested with compound returns over time in like an index on the stock market. So people have been trying to do this for years. I put this quick compilation together, just of bits I could find of Alex Jones. These are really hard to find, but if you've known this guy for any length of time, you know he's been at this since forever, basically.
Now, they've already stolen 60% of the pension funds. In a couple months, it's all going to be gone, dumbasses. Excuse me.
They want to set us up, and that'll be with a staged terror attack blamed on the Tea Parties. We stand at the precipice. The entire world is rushing towards World War III. It's not fear-mongering. It's reality.
World War III has begun, and it's a war against sovereign nations. It's a war against independent people.
An active attempt to start a bloody civil war. The European Union, as we know it, will be gone by 2022.
So if you believe any of that shit, then you're going to be terrified to ever invest in a way that can give you growth on, say, your wealth. Never mind that. And again, I'm not telling you to invest in the stock market. You're also going to be disinterested, dissuaded from starting a family, or from, doing the long march through the institutions of your own to gain wealth and power in terms of career, because World War III is around the corner, like this guy says.
You pay these pensions all your life and the money doesn't exist. It's all a movie.
Don't even bother, he's saying. Which is totally different, by the way. Totally different mindset to the type of thinking that, like, you might call your ideological enemies think like. And here's an example of thinking in the long term, dynastic thinking. Not even thinking in decades, thinking in terms of hundreds of years, dynastic thinking. A scene from the 1934 House of Rothschild movie, where Mayor Amschel Rothschild founds his 5 banking houses with his 5 sons. And credit to the late Simon Harris for uploading this for me to play to you here.
Come closer. Much money is lost through sending gold by coach from one country to another. In times of war, it is seized by the enemy. In times of peace, by thieves. You are 5 brothers. I want you each to start a banking business in a different country. One to go and open a house in Paris, one in Vienna, one in London. Choose the most important centers, so that when money is to be sent from here to London, let us say, you won't have to risk life and gold. Amschel, here in Frankfurt, will just send a letter to Nathan in London saying, pay so-and-so. And that will be offset by loans from London to Frankfurt. Understand? Yes. In your day, there will be many wars in Europe. And nations that have money to transport will come to the Rothschilds because it will be safe.
Papa, you mustn't talk anymore. The doctor...
I'm giving advice to our sons, Mama, that the doctor cannot give.
So just think of it If you thought dynastically the benefit to your grandchildren, rather than being terrified that World War III is about to break out tomorrow, and the financial system is always going to collapse, and that the end of the dollar, the end of America is coming. Quite the opposite. I suspect that America is about to enter a new golden age, if anybody's interested, due to AI and America having, by and far, the leading AI companies that are revolutionizing everything, basically. So, all predictors are suggesting that America, even in the face of a new black swan event or a stock market crash, are set to dominate the next several decades, because they're just far and ahead, like Nvidia, Microsoft, Meta. Such huge American companies are leading the AI race, and there's no sign that things are going to just all go pear-shaped. And if you buy into that, like I say, you're going to be utterly disenfranchised from even thinking in terms of the long term, something like this. Again, I'm not saying to invest in the stock market, I'm just pointing out. So Doomerism is nothing new, and it comes in many forms, such as this, okay, which is obvious, or this, which is less obvious but is the same type of thing, and even probably originates with Christian fundamentalism or like Jehovah's Witness cults. I think they predicted the end of the world 8 times over already. Don't fall into it. Notice it where it is. Yes, you can be black-pilled about the state of society and the way that things are going in the world, but that isn't ever reason to allow yourself to be infected with the mind virus that everything is about to collapse and there's no point. Otherwise, you might as well just be an incel stocking up tins of corned beef, waiting for the wave to come and hoping that you're going to survive alone in a cave somewhere, cracking open your food stocks on a rock or something. And if that even happens, what even is the point? Well, nothing, is there? All right, thank you for watching. I appreciate you.